Hi everyone, it's Jennifer from divorcecoaching.com. Hey, happy 4th of July. This is a great anniversary of our country's independence. And you know, I got thinking the other day about this whole idea of freedom and liberty. And it caused me to think about, the liberties that so many couples take when they're handling their divorce. In this blessed country, we have the liberty to litigate. And many take the liberty to extend the fight, bicker over every little asset and possession. Some even take the liberty to run the other party into the ground financially. And, we say that this is the American way. It's our right to fight, it's our right to litigate, it's our defend to interpret the law and, defend those rights based on our interpretations. Really, I think it's a fight to be right. Especially in divorce, we see so much retribution and a lot of people just in a time in their lives when they feel the most chaotic and the most out of control. And so it becomes a way to kind of fight out, but to gain back that power and that control again. Really, it ends up being an ego trip. And it's sadly very short-lived with a very huge deficit on the other end. Whether you can afford to litigate or not, the bill that we pay at the end of the day for litigating is the loss of our assets, the loss of our true freedom, and I'll talk about that, the loss of a functional relationship in the future with our former spouse. The loss of genuine happiness and peace. I mean, fighting just doesn't give you that. And it may be your liberty to do all those things, absolutely. But, is this really the American way? I thought that the American way was to seek happiness. And that's always up to interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. But, you can ask the millions of individuals in this country who years, even decades after their divorce, will still angrily relive the circumstances and tell the story of their divorce as if they're still in it. And you know what? They could be remarried today and they will still harbor all of that resentment and anger and bitterness years and years later. And that right there, my friends, is exactly why I do what I do, because I believe it's absolutely pointless for us to be carrying and pulling forward all of those old harbored feelings and resentments. And what even precedes that is how we handle the divorce. So certainly your attorney will tell you that it's your liberty to choose the manner in which you accomplish the means to the end of your divorce. And your attorney legally would be absolutely right. You can follow that legal means. However, our true freedom really lies in our ability to choose and make decisions independent of our circumstances, including whatever circumstances surround, what another party, your former husband or wife is doing or not doing, or what their attorney is or is not doing, or the liberties that, an attorney might say you have. I mean, that's a whole other set of circumstances, right? And ironically, to choose your attitude not based on those circumstances is also where your greatest degree of freedom, power, control, happiness, and peace reside. Because it's internal. You get that? It's internal, that freedom. Circumstances are always external. And sometimes using our internal freedom of choice, discernment, and heart provide us the greatest liberties. And to exercise your greatest degree of freedom is to make choices based on where you want to be, where you are going, versus where you are. Because where you are may be very, very difficult, and your emotions may be guiding you right now. So, if you'd sincerely like to be happy in the very near future, then allow your decisions and choices to be made based on moving you closer to happiness. When we make decisions based on the misery that we're currently in, then we continuously act from that place and create nothing but more of the same. And it becomes a vicious cycle. I think you can see how that proceeds. And while this may sound simple, and technically it is simple, but I totally acknowledge it's not easy. So ask for help with this. There are so many professionals that want the best for you and for your family, and they want you to hold on to as many assets and as much of your assets as you possibly can. That's what so many of us want for you, and they come in the force of mediators, therapists, coaches, and even a few attorneys that I know. So be bold and be brave, because right now it may hurt. And that's where the courage comes from. The courage to act now on a future that feels good, that feels whole again, and that rings with laughter. Because I promise you, and I guarantee you, it is right within your reach. This is your greatest freedom. And I wish you a wonderful and magnificent 4th of July.